Page 55, Waltz. This is a duet, because page 54 is the other part of a duet. Hopefully you understand what duets are. If you play an instrument like a violin or clarinet or cello or one of those, you're probably familiar with sonatas. A violin sonata or cello sonata, whatever, because those basically are duets with you and the keyboard or whatever the other instrument is. That's a duet. Both parts are important. It's not like a solo with accompaniment. That's not really a duet, even though there's two people playing. That's more like a solo with accompaniment. A duet is both parts are important. Now, it might be such that one of the parts is accompaniment. I think that's a terrible way to write a duet, but that's just my opinion. I think the melody for duets should be going back and forth between the two. Like I've done pretty much all of the violin sonatas for Beethoven's violin sonata, the piano parts. Those are duets, because the piano gets the important stuff. Sometimes the violin, and it just goes back and forth. And in my opinion, that's more like what duets should be. However, technically speaking, we got a duet. We got two people playing, so here we go. The student, which I'm assuming is you, is going to play the primo part. The primo is the top part. It doesn't mean first for us. It means the top part. And secondo or secundo, depends on which language you're talking about, is the bottom part, the second part or bottom part. So you might be at the same keyboard. Sometimes you might be at separate keyboards, because the music written, sometimes you get in each other's way because of the way the music is written, because the top part might be going down low and the bottom part might be going up high. Anything can happen. This thing, I think, is written so you can do it both parts on the same keyboard. So the top part's going to stay up high and the bottom part's going to stay down low. All right. So let's go through page 55 and see what we get here. At the top of the page, they talk about this DC all fine thing. I'll talk about that a little later. I'm going to go through the process I use for learning a piece of music. I look it over, I see it's 4 lines long. It's actually longer than that, but there's only 4 lines of music to learn, and that's what I'm after. Treble and bass clef, 1 sharp in the key signature. We're in the key of G major. All the F's are going to be F sharps automatically. And 3/4 time signature, which makes sense if it's a waltz. Waltzes are generally in 3/4 time. What I would normally do is I'd play each hand one hand at a time. I'm looking through this and I'm seeing that both hands are playing the same note names at the same, it's like almost together. So I'm going to take both hands together because it shortens the video a little bit. But you can do this one hand at a time at first. The right hand starts here and the left hand starts here. And this is where the notes are written. So this is where I'm going to talk about, and I'll move them later on. Once I get the notes and the rhythms learned, I'll move them where they need to go. So right now I'm just going to stay here. So it's here. I'm playing the same note names in each hand, just different fingers. 1, 2, 1, 2. I go through the whole thing and do that. Look out on the last line. They got C sharps. So instead of C here, I'll go C sharp. Last 2 measures, that's C sharp, and the next to the last measure, remember, is good for the rest of the measure. So both of those C's are C sharp. And they give you a natural in the next measure in parentheses. Remember, that's a courtesy sign. It's a natural anyway. You don't need a natural sign there. They're just telling you, be sure and play a C natural here. So once I have the notes and the rhythms okay, I play this without looking at the keyboard, and I can think about the articulation. Here it's connected. You're lifting up between the phrases. Lift up. Just a little lift. At the end of the second line, you have to lift up, you get a rest. Okay. I'll come back to articulation a little more in a minute. Dynamics, soft. It's going to be both hands here. Whatever you think soft is, piano. Then you're going to get louder. Bottom here. Go up to about a moderately soft. Then go back down. Go up. Now you're moderately loud. Now. So do the dynamics. Now this DC thingy they got at the top, let's talk about that. You see it at the bottom of the page. DC al fine. It's not fine, it's fine, it's Italian. Al means to the, go to the fine. DC means go to the beginning. Da capo, to the beginning. Literally, I don't know what it means. I don't speak Italian, but in music, DC or da capo means go to the beginning. You don't ask questions, don't pass go, don't collect $200. Go to the beginning. It's like a repeat sign, except here there's no exceptions I'm aware of. You always go to the beginning. There are probably exceptions. I don't want to get into it. And then the al fine means go to fine. So you got to look around to see where the fine is, and you'll see it at the end of the second line. Normally you'd see a thin and thick bar line there because that's the symbol for the end of a piece, thin and thick bar line. Well, here the repeat sign's covering it up, so you can't see it, but there it's the end of the piece. So you go through all 4 lines and then go back up and do the first 2 lines again. So really it's 6 lines long. That can affect the interpretation. For instance, at the bottom, the last line here, I'm connecting this, last 2 measures. And then I'm going to go back to the top, and the beat is a steady beat here. As far as interpreting it goes, I may or may not lift up there. Because that's really the end of the phrase. And this leads into, because really I could have gone the last 2 measures, rest. That would be just fine, and then go on. But what they've done is they've stuck in this connecting note, this lead into it. And again, normally when you lead into something, you connect it to what you're leading into. So because of that, I would connect this at the bottom to the beginning. I would not lift up. So it's connect it all together there because of the way it's written. It's interpretation. Some people will interpret it one way, others another way. It's whatever. Remember the natural accents? 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. Now the speed, tranquillo. Not a speed, it's a mood, tranquil. Gently. Whatever you think tranquil is. Now they have the notes at the beginning, above the staff, right hand 1 octave higher than written throughout. So instead of here, we're up here. We're going to play it all up here. Well, underneath the bottom staff, they have the left hand is 2 octaves higher than written throughout. So instead of here, we go up 2 octaves. 1, 2. So now we're up here. This way we're out of the way because the bottom part is down here. But it's easier to read the music if they write it this way and give you a note, go up or down or whatever. It's easier. There are symbols to tell you where they don't need the note, you just do it. Yeah, this is good, what they've done. So you're up here. There's a repeat sign at the end of the second line. You play the first 2 lines again, here. On the second line, last 2 measures is an RIT, last time. Simply means retardando or slow down a little bit the last time you play it. You play this 3 times, so it's only the last time after the DC when you do that. That's typical of music. Generally, you're not going to slow down in the middle of a piece unless it's for the effect of the piece needs. Here, the piece keeps going until the very end. And if people are dancing to this, I would recommend you don't even slow down at the end. Just keep going. Let's play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do louds and softs. We will do the repeat and the DC. I'll give us 3 counts, and I'm going to play it up here where it goes. Just hopefully you're playing the same note I'm playing when I play it. Now, by the way, when you're doing duets, you can move according to where you are. Move up. So here you're playing up here. You can move up, sit higher up, so these notes are actually in front of you. Because normally I would say when you're playing piano, you sit in the middle, and if you have high notes, you simply twist the torso and reach. You don't move. But for a duet, you can move because somebody else got to sit here anyway. So get out of the way. I'm not going to move. I'm too lazy. I'm just going to sit here and reach. 1, ready, go. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2. Repeat. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Rest. 4. 1, 2, 3. 1 to the top. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Rest. Now I'd like to do the duet part, and you do what you just played, or this top part, whatever, assuming you played it. I'm going to do this, and you can follow along. Now I can't hear you, I can't stay with you, so it's up to you to stay with me. I'll give us 3 counts, and well, good luck. I got pretty much 8th notes all over the place, and they're going crazy. That'll be fun. So let's see what we can do with it. 1, ready, go.